Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Mose Hawk here. So two things. One, here's my brand new bike. It's a ZX14. But two, I have to make a video response to Mr. spacep0d. I don't have to, but I want to. Now, Mr. spacep0d made a moto vlog, and it was a political vlog in which he voiced his lack of support for President-elect Donald Trump. Now, let me start by saying I am not happy that I have a racist bigot for a president, but I will say that he was the lesser of two evils, in my opinion. I mean, you know, I've seen, especially here in Colorado, you know, the gay and lesbian community, gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender community, they were against Donald Trump. And the only thing Donald Trump has said about gay and lesbian couples is the Supreme Court's ruled on it. It's been settled in the courts. It's fucking done. So, you know, as far as Donald Trump is concerned, this is a done deal. This is finished. He's not going after gay marriage. Gay marriage is done. He's not repealing it, okay? I mean, his mindset right now, and from everything that I'm seeing about Donald Trump, I am seeing, you know, and everything that he's saying, he is stepping back on the more radical, stupid shit, like the deportations, the racism, repealing Obamacare, and he actually just wants to, you know, fix things like Obamacare. I understand the man might be a bigot and a racist, but he also understands that America needs to be great again. And also, he doesn't seem to have the same boner for war that Hillary Clinton does. As most people might have heard, Hillary Clinton wanted a no-fly zone over Syria. If you don't know why that is significant, just to make it simple for you, a no-fly zone over Syria is basically telling everybody they can't fly over it. That's Russia can't fly over it, and China can't fly over it. And Vladimir Putin was not happy about that. Neither was the Chinese government. These are two people who I really don't want pissed off. One, because they're nuclear powers. Two, because together they might give our United States military a run for their money. And three, because Hillary Clinton has said multiple times, you know, she does not want to take the nuclear option off the table. I don't want to go to war with nuclear powers, guys, that have just about as many nukes as we do. That's dumb. Nuclear war is a bad, bad thing. There's no way it could be good. It fucks up your ecosystem. It does horrible things. We don't want nuclear war. Hillary Clinton does not want to take the nuclear option off the table. The bitch has a boner for violence. I don't know why. Well, you know, and if you don't believe me, how about you Google the Clinton kill list, see how well that makes you sleep. Anyway, completely off my rocker. Guys, and another thing, Mr. spacep0d did not agree with the idea of the Electoral College. He says we need to abolish the Electoral College. Now, I would expect a narrow-minded Californian to say such things, because in the state of California, Hillary Clinton beat out Donald Trump by 3 million fucking votes. 3 million votes, guys. So, 3 million votes, and the total popular vote, I think Hillary Clinton ended up beating Donald Trump by maybe 1 million votes, and she beat him out by 3 million just in California. Now, if everybody doesn't know, the reason that we have an electoral college is so that we don't have mob rule. So we don't have a majority of people basically that live in one area like we have now. Most of the voting population lives in major cities. So the reason that we basically have an electoral college is that if you're a farmer in Wyoming, you don't get completely fucked because the bankers in San Francisco don't agree with you. So another thing that spacep0d did in his vlog, and this one actually kind of pissed me off, just the way he kind of denounced third parties. Something that liberals do all the time that I've seen on Facebook, well, I can't say all the time, but something that liberals have done on Facebook lately that has pissed me off to no end. They talked about how people were selfish, or, you know, they denounce third parties and they say This is why your vote's bullshit. You shouldn't have voted for Jill Stein. You shouldn't have voted for fucking Gary Johnson. You shouldn't have voted for fucking whoever you wanted to vote for. Guys, here's my thing. As long as you didn't fucking vote for Harambe the gorilla, I support the fact that you voted. And as a free-thinking individual, I'm never going to tell you that your vote was stupid or your vote didn't count or voting for a third party has no purpose. If a third-party candidate in the United States of America gets 5% of the vote, they get a sum. I think it's like $10 million from the government. They're a minority party. They actually get support to run in their next campaign. So voting third party is never a waste in my opinion. Voting third party, what voting third party says to me is basically that people aren't going to take the same bullshit over and over and over again. So guys, if you want to vote third party, fucking vote third party. No matter what the outcome, vote your conscience and vote what you want. I mean, for anybody to tell you that voting your conscience is wrong or they don't support you voting, you know, your conscience, then they don't support your right to vote anyway. Because, like I said, as long as you didn't vote for Harambe the gorilla, fucking you voted. You have a choice. You participated in the process. You get to complain. You get to bitch. You voted. You fucking tried. And I support people that vote. You know, I may not support who you vote for, but you're an American. You have a voice. Fucking vote if you have the right to vote. And it doesn't matter if somebody likes who you voted for or not. I'm sorry, but that's just one of the things that pisses me off to no end when people criticize who other people voted for because it wasn't, you know, a mainstream candidate. And I've basically been hearing that from liberals because they want to make another excuse of why Hillary Clinton lost. Other than the fact that Hillary Clinton is a conniving bitch. We all know that. And he talked about how Donald Trump was a global climate or global warming denier or whatever. If you think that's bad, imagine the fact, you don't have to imagine, guys, realize the fact that Hillary Clinton was backed in this election by big oil companies and people like Goldman and Sachs. Let that sink in for a moment. Your Democratic candidate, your candidate for the Democrats was fucking backed by big oil. What the fuck makes you think she gave a shit about the environment? When Donald Trump actually won the election, and I saw his victory speech, it wasn't about racism. It wasn't about dividing people. It was about fixing the infrastructure of America, fixing the economy of America, and actually making America fucking #1 again. I can deal with those goals. I can deal with Trump's new platform. If Trump goes back on everything he says and his whole new platform when he gets in office, what he really wants to do is he wants to fix the fucking infrastructure. I have seen on the news what the water looks like in Flint, Michigan. I know from taking my engineering classes that our bridges need overhauls. I agree with Donald Trump 100% on fixing the infrastructure of America. For the love of God, support Donald Trump. Term limits for Congress. We need to hold him to that as a people. We need to keep enforcing that. Everybody, Donald Trump needs to get his way with term limits for Congress. Congress needs fucking term limits. They do. There is nothing you can say to convince me that you do not need congressional term limits for senators. That needs to be done. That's just my 2 cents on that little particular part there. So guys, I'm going to end this vlog by saying, first of all, we need an electoral college. I like the idea of California and New York just basically not telling me who the president's going to be. I don't want all the biggest cities in America fucking making all the decisions for the United States of America. That's just not the way I want things done. We need to stop the hating and the racism, period, point fucking blank. But anyway, that is a whole nother conversation and a whole nother vlog just on racism. Alright guys, if you are not riding, start riding. And if you are riding, keep riding. Peace.